Well, the way I handle conflict, I always try not to raise my voice. I always like to keep calm, really talk about the problem. I think by doing that nobody gets emotional, starts raising their voices, pointing fingers.
Oftentimes, I didn't get my way. And of course,
a lot of times I didn't get my way.
if it worked out, we were both happy. But I think having good mentors, making a resolution and sticking to it, having respect for one another, love for one another, and to trust one another.
So Bud says his trick is to never raise his voice.
That's true. He doesn't. He's always kind. He's always gentle. And he always treats me like I feel I should be treated. And that isn't easy.
We sit down, we talk about it, we listen to each other, we get the feelings of the other person and what they're saying, and then you continue to work at it.
You need to cooperate and be willing to compromise and meet in the middle and not be stubborn. And I think stubbornness is one of the pitfalls we run into. There's other pitfalls like being accusatory or trying to blame the other person, or you need to stay in the here and now. Oftentimes we want to go into the past and dig up old issues. And also it's okay to say if things aren't going well or it's getting heated, to say, I think it's better if we don't talk about this anymore right now, that we talk about it later after we both had time to think about it and on our own, and we'll just set up another time when we can talk about it.
So I advocate the platinum rule, and the platinum rule is do unto others as they would have you do unto them.
The old adage too about not going to bed at night mad or angry with one another.
You all handle conflict in your marriage.
We just fight like cats and dogs.
We have learned, one thing we've learned is it's not who's right, but what's right.
A lot of laughter helps. Don't try to change the person you married. You married him because you loved him or her, and immediately you start to change them. Don't do that, and it'll work.
Yeah, I think that's right. I enjoy her more and more every day. You wouldn't think that was possible, but it is.
But after 62 years, you know, this marriage is still a little iffy. We're not quite sure it's going to work. We're working at it every day, though. I think any successful marriage, you have to work every day. Every day. Every day is a challenge.
That's the truth.
But a lot of love and a lot of laughter and a good family, it really works.
So how do you all handle conflict in your marriage?
Well, we have a couple of guidelines that we've tried to follow. First of all, we've been married 42 years in a couple of weeks. And so one thing that we try to do is when we have conflict, we keep talking. It's not fair. We don't allow the one that feels offended or isn't getting his or her way to be quiet. You have to talk it through. And so if both parties keep talking, you ultimately come to a good conclusion.
We also just are, I would say, preventative in our relationship, where we have developed a friendship and we discuss things with each other, and so it doesn't become a real issue. It's preventative to begin with. We develop a trust and we just enjoy each other. We find a lot of activities that we do together. We spend a lot of time together and we just enjoy each other.
51 years in June.
June
in a couple of
9th,
days.
yeah.
Have you had any conflict during that time?
Definitely.
Ongoing.
How do you deal with it?
Depends on the
issue.
incident.
Yeah.
Basically, we've gotten through it because I live by the 3 sentences. You're right, I'm sorry, and I'll never do it again.
Don't I wish?
Commitment. If you don't have commitment, you're not going to get through anything. I mean, there's going to be problems, there's going to be disagreements, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be differences of opinion, but the only way you get through those is saying, this is for life, this is forever.
and pray the Lord.